This is what I brought into my classes this week. It's an amazing thing. It's a banyan nut pine cone. And we have some banyan trees not far away, and there were lots of these on the ground, so I collected a few, put them in my freezer, and then I brought them into class to show the kids. So I did some research, we talked about them, and we really had a good look at them and let them feel and touch. I pulled one apart and got to see the nuts inside, and it was really amazing. And I said, okay, some people say that the universe and all the things in it, even this banyan nut pine cone, happened as an explosion or out of a black hole or just all by itself. But the Bible tells us that God created something like this amazing banyan nut pine cone for a plan and a purpose. And I thought, it's so beautifully designed, it couldn't have just happened by accident. So today we're going to look in the Bible and Genesis chapter 1 and see how God created the world and plants and trees and things like this banyan nut pine cone. Then I'll take the kids through the Genesis chapter 1 story, and sometimes I use a picture book and put the Bible text in it, or we'll look at a children's Bible and read it, or we might even get them to read it themselves out of their own Bibles that the Bible Society gave to my classes. So it's really good for them to be able to read and hear the text for themselves. And then we go through talking about how something amazing like this banyan nut could have been created by God for a plan and a purpose. Isn't that awesome?
With the older kids, I often read the text and do a basic drawing on the board for the kids to follow along. It focuses their attention and allows some artistic creativity, which they do enjoy. There's also an excellent video clip from Crossroad Kids. I will put a link below so you can view it.
God said, I command the earth to produce all kinds of plants, including fruit trees and grain. And that's what happened. The earth produced all kinds of vegetation, including a banyan nut pine tree that produces these wonderful pine cones. And I have given the green plants as food for everything else that breathes. These will be good for animals, both wild and tame, and for birds. And I can tell you the possums love banyan nuts, the nuts inside. It's also people love them too. Now God looked at what he'd done. All of it was very good. So there's a simple idea for you. Just get something from your garden, bring it in, and use it to introduce the Genesis chapter 1 story. Nature is such a wonderful teacher, and God gave us so many beautiful things that he created and designed for a purpose and for us to enjoy. They're not an accident. You're not an accident. The kids that we teach are not an accident. God has a plan for each and every one of us. This banyan nut pine cone has done its job this week. I've defrosted it so many times. It's all starting to fall apart, and this is all pieces of it that is falling apart as it's defrosted every time I take it out and show the class and then put it back in the freezer. But it's been really good to use for my lessons. And I hope you find something pretty neat that you can use for your lessons too. Thanks so much for watching.